he struggled with addiction and depression, two things that I have never struggled with. Although I do have my own demons, I did have my hardships growing up, we just handled them in very different ways. So I came from a point of complete, for lack of a better term, ignorance to a situation. But over time, I came to learn that taking care of your mental health is, as I said before, as important as taking care as your physical health. When Chester died, it was a complete surprise. My husband had in the past, he had attempted suicide. But, I thought to myself, it was because he was wasted. He was, this or that. And, so when he did pass, I thought, very naively, I thought we were in the clear. We had a very dear friend, Chris Cornell, take his own life. And I felt that, okay, Chester sees, what Vicky and the kids, were godparents to their children, what they're going through, and this will never happen. So we went on a family trip to our cabin. That's the video that Jim showed you. My husband was full of life. He had to go back home early to work. He was very excited to be promoting the new album and doing stuff. So he was happy. Gave me a kiss goodbye, gave the kids a kiss goodbye, and I never saw him again. The phone call I received that next morning was life-altering. My children's lives were altered forever. And in the travel time, which felt like 1,000 years to get from Sedona back home, I knew that I had to walk into the home where my husband took his life, and I had to normalize that for my children because they were going to respond to how I reacted. I walked into that house, and I walked up to the room that it happened in. I made my peace with it, and then I made it as normal as I can. And that was the beginning of my journey of doing what I can do to normalize mental health, to normalize it's not always okay. My children have been my driving force because one day my grandchildren are gonna look back and they're gonna know their grandfather's life, which, by the way, I don't have grandchildren yet. I'm very hopeful. With as many kids as we have, though, it's bound to happen. But I was thinking, when they look back and they think about their grandfather, his life speaks for itself. I think we can all agree on that. His life has touched us in so many ways, many different ways. His voice is the sound of a generation, and he is a legend, and that will never die. And I thought, his death needs to do the same. He can't be another rock star gone bad. Tragic. That can't be why. His death has to be the tipping point, has to show people we could seem so normal, so okay, and then not be okay in an instant.